So this is actually the second part of the video, but I'm going to play them in reverse order and at 2 times speed. But more or less, we're going to end off here. But I just wanted to say real quick that if you have a game like chess, this is not a game like chess, but if you did have a game like chess, you could turn it simultaneous by using 2 privacy screens. Yeah, this works. By using 2 privacy screens and 3 boards. Everybody copies the center board. Then everybody makes a move. Then we go back to the center board, and where there's overlap, we consider that a collision. So 2 people move their pieces to the same spot. That's a collision. If one person tries to attack and another person evades, that's an embarrassment. And if one person attacks successfully, that is an attack. So with attacks, embarrassments, and collisions, you could create new rules for chess. Embarrassments could damage the person or have some kind of debuff effect on the person who got embarrassed. Collisions could turn it into a game of chance, or perhaps cause you to need to play some kind of minigame in order to determine the victor. And then attacks work as conventionally they often do in chess or any other game. So that would be simultaneous battle chess. I just fantasize about different types of games. This obviously isn't a chessboard, but I will be inspired by chess, and I will be inspired by my hypothetical simultaneous battle chess when I take this weird game board design and turn it into something that you can play a weird game board game on. So, yeah, that's all. And also, I should probably color these pieces purple. No, I should probably put like little pentagons on them that point down, that point inwards. So, like, zoom way the heck in. So, like, a pentagon, when it's irregular, is like a classical cartoon house shape. But yeah, this way it lets you know that it has no upwards counterpart despite looking like the rest of the game board pieces. Except to be more aesthetically pleasing, we would make it a black pentagon because it just goes well with the color scheme. And then that way we don't need to really describe another piece. We can just say, hey, the little hexagons that have a tiny pentagon in them, they have a, no, an arrow. That's way easier for people to understand. The little hexagons that have a black arrow in them, they're not allowed to move in the direction that the arrow is pointing. So, yeah, it's an opposite arrow. I don't know. Usually my first drafts are bad ideas. Oops, that's usually how it is for everyone. But yeah, so don't go the way the arrow's pointing because there is nowhere for you to go. So this hexagon right here, this one, I'm coloring in. It only has 7 directions because it can go this way, up to this person, this way, this way, this way, this way. It can even go this way, and this way. But it can never go this way. So, yeah, all the pieces can go in 8 directions except for these 4 hexagons. And all the other pieces, these 4 hexagons, and so these 4 hexagons can only go in 7 directions. And then these poor little fellas, they can only go in 8 minus 3 directions. So these ones only get 5, and these ones only get 7. Oh shit, 5, 7? This is random, but I think I'm gonna call this a haiku board. Because that's a short and memorable name, and haikus use the numbers 5 and 7 recurrently. And this has 5 and 7 in it. And it looks cool, and haikus are cool. It's not a very logical naming convention, but I mean, it needed a name. Why not name it the haiku board? It's an easy name to remember, and both things are cool. So it doesn't need to be logical. It just needs to be self-consistent and easy to remember. It doesn't need to be logical, just easy to remember. Let's call it the haiku board. So yeah, this is a haiku board. I think I invented it. There's a chance it's secretly super ancient, and I just have it from like past life knowledge. But in all likelihood, I invented it today when I invented it. And then also we were talking about what were we talking about? Oh yeah, simultaneous battle chess, where you get divider screens, and then you get 3 copies of the same board, and then there are 3 possible types of interaction between the standard chess pieces, and you make new and exciting rules for those 3 possible interactions, which are collision, attack, and embarrassment. So yeah, rock on, everybody. Oh, wait, I can't say goodbye, because now you're gonna watch part 2. Alright, see ya. I'll try to wrap this up in under, sorry, I gotta pop my ear. In under 10 minutes, so that it'll fit on TikTok without needing to be sped up. But this is a new type of game board design. Now, this is the bare minimum sizing, but if I cut it in half, and then I extended it X number of times, the pattern would stay exactly the same. The only part that would change would be that between here, I hope you can see my little finger circle, and here, we'd add more, obviously. So actually between here and here, this line right here that I'm tapping on, and the same for the red side, that would be where we would fill in more diagonals. Not complicated, just a pain in the ass. Okay, so these checkerboard hexagons right here, those don't exist. They're checkerboard to tell you that they don't exist. But these light gray and dark gray ones, they exist. So there's light gray and dark gray on the day side, See how it's lighter light gray and lighter dark gray? And then there's dark gray and light gray on the night side. That's just so that if you flip the board around, you can use red day, red night, green day, green night. Green day. That was unintentional, but it's awesome. Yeah, red day and red night instead of left, right, north, and south, because I don't know if you know this, but if you were to get fourth dimensionally flipped, north would become south, south would become north, left would become right, and right would become left. Same thing if you were to pass through a mirror. And same thing, people just get their left and right mixed up sometimes. So by making it universal coordinates that are like tied to the map, it makes life easier for everyone. So now let's talk about the rules of this type of board. Remember, we can expand the board to play larger games just by maintaining the same pattern. There will only ever be 4 of these gold hexagons, day gold, 2 day golds, and 2 night golds. I'll explain that in a second. You might be wondering why I added some cool like graphic design to the green and red. That's because I have a red-green colorblind friend, and even though I made the red and green different shades, I'm not sure how distinct those shades are, so I just gave them a pattern as well. Green has this like cellular pattern, and red has this television static pattern. So the thing about gray spaces, regardless of whether they're light gray or dark gray or day or night, is that they can move in 8 directions unimpeded. So let's start with this one that I'm tapping here. It can go right, it can skip the non-existent piece and go left. It can go diagonal up left, it can go diagonal down left, it can go diagonal down right, it can go diagonal up right, it can go up, and it can go down. Now, you'll notice that there's a bit of a reality warp, because these 2 spaces can talk to each other, but, so, let me try to explain it. So you start here, and you go diagonal up right, then you go diagonal down right. That would put you here, and here, that would put you here logically, but instead you skip and you go here. However, if instead you just start here and you go right, that would also put you here logically, but instead it puts you here, so that's an incongruency. I just like to think of it as a fold in space-time, though. So that's how players will play the game. Space-time is a little bit folded. It's not exactly a sphere. It's some kind of weird MC Escher bullshit that resembles a sphere. Now, same thing with these gold pieces. They're special for the same reason. But first we need to talk about the red and green. So, horizontally, pieces wrap around, but vertically they do not. Or they sort of do. Diseases. Come on, load. Alright, so, let me just save this image so I can draw on it. Why did I take screenshots of my hand and feet? Oh, right, I was screen recording and then just using my camera app to do video. That way I could record what I was doing on my phone and record what was happening in real life at the same time. But because it was a rainy day, the raindrops, they messed with the electricity of the screen and pressed buttons that I did not intend to have pushed. Alright, so we've only got 3 minutes left, so I'll try to make this quick. Oh wait, let's allow for some overlap. Alright, and let's get a little fuzzy. Yeah. Okay, so if I start here, and I go up, I go to the right, or I go diagonal, and that's for any of the pieces, more or less. I go to my complementary night side doppelganger. So anytime you try to go out from a red or green piece, you go from the day side to the night side, or vice versa, to your doppelganger piece. But if you are just going in or along, then that's not true. So most pieces are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 directional. But polar pieces, that's the androgynous term for the day, night, red, and green pieces. Polar pieces only really have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They only really have 6 neighbors, because these three possible directions that you normally have access to all lead to the same place. Not complicated. And then the thing about gold pieces is that they're also folds in space-time. See, a gold piece connects to its neighbor gold piece when you go horizontally. And it connects to all the adjacent pieces, just like normally. However, the funky part is that it works kind of like the thing I described earlier with these. So it's kind of hard to notice right away, but 1 second, I need to think. Right, so logically this piece would have its own color, but it doesn't. But it doesn't have an upwards neighbor, and that makes it unique. Its upwards neighbor would be this, but then that would break the board. So that's all, bye.